What's up guys, Marcel here at Pro Play Games. Today I'm going to be going over the yellow spoilers for the draft box number 4 for Dragon Ball Super. So I'm usually joined by my co-host Mr. Ivory, Peter Katani, but today he's a bit sad that I'm leaving tomorrow from Miami back to Jacksonville. So yeah, I don't know, he must be beaten up over it or something. Not really. He's just not here right now at the moment. But I'll be able to do this by myself. So first card we have today to go over is the Great Ape Bardock Raiders War Cry. I think this card is kind of like replacing the old Bardock Evolve combo that we used to have, because they did ban the one-drop Bardock to evolve over. So I guess this is a kind of to make up for it. So what he does is double strike, 4-drop, 20k. Great Ape, but he's also Bardock's Crude. Interesting thing to note. Guess we're trying to bring back that little archetype. If your leader card is yellow, at the end of the battle in which you combo with this card from your hand, you may play this card. When you play this card, draw one card and then choose up to one of your opponent's battle cards and switch it to rest mode. Very, very value in terms of what it pops up. You just combo it so you get the power and you get to play the card as well. So it's double value there. Interesting to note is that it's 2 plus 1,000. That's kind of fair. Doing all this for 1 energy wouldn't really make any sense. So this is a 2-drop that you can combo with and come into play afterwards. 20k double striker. Very, very strong. I think this is pretty solid, and it's splashable in pretty much every yellow leader out there. And it could come in on your opponent's turn or your turn. So rest moding cards on your opponent's turn can be very useful, especially if they haven't swung with that card yet. So I think this is a great card. I will give it 3 claps. Might actually see play in competitive. Let's scroll down here. Gine, the Kind Saiyan. 3-drop blocker with Sparking Auto. Sparking 3. So you need 3 cards in your drop, and you can activate this effect when you play her. When you play this card, choose up to 1 yellow battle card with energy cost of 2 or less in your hand, and play the card. So I don't really see too much applications of this card, especially since like Child's Wish is gone. So you can't really cheat it out or anything. It's a 3-drop that summons a 2-drop while it's like at the same time, but it's a blocker. I can see this cheating out things faster, like cheating out multiple bodies at once. Sure, that's not that bad, but it's not too strong on its own, so I'll give this like a 1 clap. It's pretty decent, but I don't really see it seeing any play in competitive format. 1-drop Son Goku Saiyan Reborn. Janemba Saga. So this is when he was dead. Choose 1 card from your hand and place it in your drop area. When you play or combo with this card, choose 1 of your opponent's battle cards in rest mode with the energy cost of 3 or less and KO it. So it's one of those 1 plus 5k combo cards you can use on your opponent's turn or your turn during combo, and you can KO cards 3 or less as long as it's in rest mode. And what's interesting to note is that it's in rest mode, so when a card is attacking, you put it in rest mode, so it's able to be destroyed by this card's effect. And 3 or less is a decent range to kill mid combo. So that's pretty good. This is a Shugesh Goku for things 3 or less, as long as you pitch another card from your hand. Very powerful. Don't try to dump your hand on 3 drops or less anymore in like the entire game, because this card is Shugesh Goku essentially. I think this is great. It will actually see a lot of play. 3 claps. Great Ape Son Goku Saiyan Instincts. Okay, 2-drop Great Ape. Nice. Activate main for 2 colorless energy. Send this card from your drop area to your warp and draw 2 cards. That's pretty good. I could see this being very useful, especially with leaders that like pitch a card to draw cards, like Clash of Fates Goku or Hyrudigar and stuff like that. Leaders that just get things in the drop naturally, this could be very useful. And on turns where you don't have anything to do, or maybe you don't want to leave things open for your counter plays, you can just use it to draw cards. So this kind of is, in my opinion, a shortcut version of the Master Roshi Shen cards that we used to have, where you spend 2 energy, they would plus you every turn. This is a 1 card for draw 2, but the card didn't necessarily need to be comboed off. You could just use an effect to pitch it instead. So this is actually a very solid card, and it's colorless, so it can go in anyone's deck. Very solid. I think this will actually see play. 3 claps. We got Pan, the Natural Fighter. This is a 1-drop when you combo. So they're making a lot of cards that say when you combo with this card. So can my boy Trunks come back is the real question here. When you come with this card, choose to one of your skillless battle cards, then choose one. That chosen battle card gets blocker for the duration of the turn. Or if the chosen card is 10k power or less, it can get 5k power and critical for the duration of the turn. Interesting. 10k power or less, but it also has to be a skillless battle card. Are they trying to make little 1-drops, 1-drop vanilla cards actually viable? That's pretty cool. I could see that happening, especially with Trunks Leader, or what's his name, Hercule. Whenever you combo with this card, so cards that like benefit from comboing, like leaders that benefit from comboing, could be very useful in this scenario, and it's critical. So it could actually be like an entire archetype based around little weenie attackers that we've always ignored. 6-drop King Vegeta, the Majestic Ruler. Very simple, 1 line of text, permanent, negate the skills of all other battle cards. That's bold. This is like a little pseudo boss monster, I guess. If you're trying to skill drain your opponent's effects, this is the way to do it. Now the problem is it's also your battle cards. This is all other battle cards. So it's a double-edged sword, but I guess if you're playing a vanilla deck, for example, just like how Pan would naturally want to be in your decks, you can definitely abuse this because it turns off people's skills as well. So it makes them skillless, which is very interesting to note. So if you have 4-star balls, all your cards get 10k power now instead of the 5k. And there's a lot of other effects that say you need to be skillless battle cards as well. Now, I just want to know if this works on Enter the Battle triggers. I'm not too sure about this because it's not. It didn't say like from all areas or anything like that. It just says negate the skills of other battle cards. I don't know if they're considered battle cards like on the board or something like that. I have to like see if that matters, because if it stops autos that enter pending when you play the card, then this card is actually very, very strong. It just cold bloodlust for the rest of the game. You can't really deal with this card unless your leader can KO cards, because if you play a card to try to kill it, its skill's gone. So this card is just sitting there forever. That's why this card doesn't have barrier, probably, because what's gonna stop it? Like Brawly leader KO is probably the only thing that's gonna happen. Vegeta, the King's Son, little baby Vegeta here, youth. Burst 3. When you play this card, choose up to 2 of your opponent's battle cards, switch them to rest mode, then choose up to 1 of your opponent's battle cards in rest mode, and it can't be switched to active mode during your opponent's next charge phase. So it's supposed to rest 2 cards and keep 1 of them tapped while bursting. Bursting is actually a pretty cool mechanic right now with Kaioken, so it could be pretty useful, but it is yellow, so green and red is kind of what you want to do for that archetype. And I'm not too sure, like in draft, very, very solid. Rest moding cards is pretty useful, and then keeping them tapped is also very useful. Especially with a lot of more effects coming out that say if blank number of cards are in rest mode, you can do this or reduce the cost. That can be very useful for that reason. I think it might not see much play in competitive, but it's pretty solid for the draft format that it's built for. Tights, the sister of a genius. So Bulma had a sister. Tights, really rare screen time, but she's there. Auto, if you have a skills card in play, skills battle card in play, when you play this card, you can draw a card, then choose 1 of your skills battle cards, and it gets 5k power for the rest of the turn. Pretty mediocre in my opinion. This is a 2-cost draw card pump, and it's only for skillless battle card synergy, so I don't know about that. But we may see. Chaozu, Gallant Pupil, 3-drop blocker and revenge, 19k power. So what the purpose of this card probably is in draft, you're going to block and poker face your opponent. Like, are you gonna combo or not? So I'll be able to keep using this over and over again throughout the game if you don't combo high enough. and it'll always revenge. So no matter what, it gets value. If they combo more, you can let it die anyways, and they just burn combo power for nothing. Or you can combo it yourself and keep reusing this effect for more parts of the game. Solid. Won't see play in competitive, but definitely cool in the draft format. See, one drop 10Ks. Of course, they're going to introduce one if they're going to have the pan give it power. So a one drop 10K power, Oracle Fish, cute, nice. It's a god. What is this? I do not remember this at all. But yeah, so that is a vanilla. Cool. We have a lot of those. Another vanilla, Tora. So this is a Bardock's crew. So that's cool. Yellow. So they have yellow and blue. So I guess they're trying to make the yellow-blue dual color cards synergize with the Bardock's crew right now. Because they're making a yellow portion of the Bardock's crew alongside the blue ones that already exist. So that's interesting. We got Fascia, Delusion Power, Bardock's crew. If your battle card is yellow, when you combo with this card, it gets 5k power. This card gets 5k combo power for the rest of the turn. So this card becomes a 0 plus 10k for yellow battle cards. Solid, every color has this. Yeah, this is yellows. And it's Bardock's crew, and it's the Saiyan, so a lot of searchability for that. We got Shugesh, the name that shall not be spoken. Raider's War Cry, 2-drop. When you play this card, choose up to one of your opponent's battle cards in rest mode with energy cost 3 or less. It cannot be switched to active mode during your opponent's next charge phase. So a lot of more cards that are being printed with that card text where it's like you're tapped and you're staying tapped for a turn. I wonder if they're going to make a deck based around just keeping things tapped. Your opponent can't do anything. What's interesting is the Dabura from the expansion box, anniversary box. It says battle cards can't attack or be comboed with. I could see some synergy with keeping things tapped, and then once it finally restands, it can't attack and it can't be comboed with. It was just stuck there. I could definitely see some combo there with that. Other than that, we got quite a few Bardock's crew doing their own thing. Borgos, all right, 1-drop again. 1-drop 4K Borgos, and this time's yellow. When you play this card, look at the top 7 cards in your deck and choose up to one Bardock's crew among them and add it to your hand. Does not specify yellow, so it does work with the old ones, blue and yellow. The synergy is there. We have the missing link right here, so pretty cool. Hopefully they release a new Bardock's leader. I mean, not necessarily Bardock. Could be any of the Bardock's crew, but like a Bardock's crew tagged leader. Could definitely see some rise in the future sets. I would welcome it. Chilled the Cruel. So we got Chilled cards. I haven't seen this in a while. If anything, they need to update Chilled leader because he is kind of outdated for sure. Frieza Clan Chilled's army. Double Strike, 25k, 5-drop. If you have 5 or more energy and Chilled the Cruel is not in your battle area, when one of your opponent's battle cards is switched to rest mode by a skill, activate the skill, play this card from your hand. Obviously, I assume it's for 0 cost because there's no real point outside of that. That is very strong. I think this card is actually going to come in every Broly leader because you activate main rest mode a card, triggers this effect easily. You summon a 25k double striker for 0. That's going in my deck for sure. Definitely 3 claps. It's a good card. You just need to wait out for 5 energy, and the meta that we're going into right now is kind of a slower paced meta where you can counterplay and survive a little bit longer. You already see Prison Frieza going to 6 energy. Like, it's possible getting to 5 energy. 1 plus 10k, yeah. So pretty strong. If you can find a way to rest mode something, summon this for 0, kill itself, rest mode something, summon something again, it'll be pretty strong. Because as long as he's not in the battle area anymore, you can keep summoning more and more and more. But it specifically says when you rest mode battle cards, and it has to be your opponent's battle cards. So this synergizes perfectly with the Broly leader, where you activate main rest mode a battle card. Pretty simple, and it comes out for 0. 25k double strike is above average for sure. As long as you don't have to pay 5 for it, it's solid. Frieza Cry of the Sovereign. This card's art is very, very detailed like this. They put a lot of work on this image. When you combo with this card, it has an auto for 2 yellow energy. I've never seen that before. I think this is the first time I've ever seen auto that has an energy requirement. It's pretty interesting. And when you combo with this card, so it's another combo card. Trunks better come back. I'm serious. Like, Trunks and Hercule need to have some synergy here with this draft box set. When you come with this card, if it's your opponent's turn, choose up to one of your opponent's battle cards and negate its skills for the duration of the turn. But you have to pay 2 yellow to activate this skill. So you can just do 0 plus 5k and not trigger the ability, but like it won't resolve unless you pay 2. It's fine. That's pretty cool. It's like a mid-combo Bloodlust. Interesting. And I like how they gave it to Frieza, because he started with the Bloodlust in the first place. Interesting. There should definitely be applications for this. But you need 2 energy open to pull off that reduce the skills. And there's plenty of other things you could do. But definitely, like, if something's triple striking you, you're just like, alright, single strike, I'll take 1. Mid-combo, that's pretty cool. There's definitely applications for this card. I'm not too sure the exact scenarios where it would be very relevant in the current meta or anything like that. But solid card nonetheless, should definitely be in the card game itself. Ooh, Ginyu Ultimate Transformation. That card looks beautiful. You see him in the background doing the pose with him. Activate main once per turn. Your opponent reveals the top card of their deck. Then they shuffle their deck. If the real card was a battle card, this card gains double strike and dual attack for the duration of the turn. Otherwise, it gets minus 15k power for the duration of the turn. Oh, what a troll card. My goodness. I mean, mathematically, 90% of your cards are supposed to be battle cards. You have very few, like 10% of your deck is extra cards. So the odds are in your favor, but the fact that you could just completely you do nothing on your turn is pretty troll. I'm not sure this will see competitive play, but it'll definitely be fun to do in draft. A 3-mana dual attack double striker is not unheard of, but it's cool. And it is a Ginyu Force. So hey, I see a lot of applications there. Mercenary Tau, the Master. Activate main once per turn for 1 colorless energy. This card can gain 10k power and dual attack for the duration of the turn. And it's a 2-cost card. So essentially, it's a 3-cost dual attack, 20k dual attack. So it's like pretty much what we just saw, but without double strike. But you can play it a turn earlier, and it originally has 10k power. So there's relevancies here and there for sure. But honestly, just decent in draft. Outside of that, not too much. Final Spirit Cannon, a 2-cost extra card that has 2 effects. Choose one of your opponent's battle cards and put it to rest mode. Okay. Oh, I read that wrong completely. Choose one of your opponent's cards and switch it to rest mode. What? That's energy. That's leader. That's a lot of things. That's actually very strong, and that's an extra card. So you can't respond counterplay to do something. It just happens. This is kind of like the buffed version of the Caulifla, that when you play it, you can take a life and they lose an energy. They tap an energy. This is an extra card version of that card. So it's like less interaction for sure. Let me get to the second half of it. Choose one of your opponent's battle cards that are in rest mode with energy cost 4 or less and KO it. So flexibility, because you might need this card later on in the game to just remove cards off the board, but tapping their energy or something, like anything relevant, is super flexible. This card is actually very strong. Let me make sure that this is actually correct. Yep, opponent's cards. They meant it. Sometimes they typo on the web page, so I want to make sure the card actually says cards. That's insane. Paternal bonds. Counter attack. Negate the attack, and you may choose one of your cards and switch it to rest mode. If you do, choose to one of your opponent's battle cards and switch it to rest mode. So this is kind of like the that green battle card where it says KO one of your cards to like make them lose a card from their hand. So this is like you're costing something on your side of the field to like something on their side of the field too, which I don't think that's that great of a negate. There's plenty of negates out there for yellow that are kind of better than this. It's not bad. It gets like you would have to play into it for sure. You would have to make the mistake of like summoning multiple battle cards, attacking with one. He would negate that and rest the other one. Like, but then you need one on your side of the field. It's a lot of setup. It's kind of unnecessary, and there's just better negates out there right now. in my opinion. But yeah, that is all the yellow spoilers for the draft box number 4. I'm going to see which one I think is my favorite. Definitely, Final Spirit Cannon is insane. It's being able to tap anything for 2, and you really can't interact with it. That is a pretty tier in my opinion. Anything else? Definitely Chill. Chill's really good. 0 cost, 25k double striker out of nowhere just by resting a battle card specifically, but pretty strong. Bardock's crew might see some play, might be some revitability from that. A lot of this is just draft. Like, they're good in draft, but they're nothing crazy. King Vegeta could definitely see some play. It's like a little boss monster, just cold bloodlust everything for the rest of the game. Good stuff. I wonder what would happen if if you had 2 on the board. I guess the first one would negate the one, so it never got negated in the first place. I don't know, but whatever. Solid cards that activate in the drop area. Love that. That's solid. Draw 2 for everyone. And a lot of things are very generic, and I like this card. I like this card a lot. 20k double striker for 2 that draws you a card and rest mode something. That's very, very nice, and it's as combo power before it comes into play, so you're getting double value out of this card for sure. So that's that. Thanks guys for watching. I won't be around for a while. I'm gonna still be trying to produce content when I move back, but it might be a little bit slower than usual. But I'll be in deck profiles and stuff like that whenever big events come out. Other than that, I'll see you guys next time. Peace.